Okay, joined by Mick Bohan, looking ahead to the All-Ireland final against Galway this weekend. Mick, how's preparation going? Any injury concerns ahead of the game?
No, we've a clean bill of health, thanks be to God. So everyone looking forward to it, and obviously a big week for Dublin football in general.
Absolutely. I'm guessing following the All-Ireland semi-final win over Cork, confidence is quite high in the camp. Obviously, Cork have been the team that you've had to compete with for All-Ireland finals for so many of the last few years. So I'm guessing confidence is quite high in the camp heading into the game?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think we would have said to people coming into that game, we didn't really know where we were at, and regardless of who it was going to be in the semi-final, whether it would have been Galway or Mayo or Cork or whoever, the ante had to go up. So that's what it unfolded as. It was a particularly competitive game, and look, at the end of the day, it was a good result for us, and now we look forward to the big one.
In terms of experience of All-Ireland finals, this is obviously Dublin's sixth All-Ireland final in a row. How much will that count on All-Ireland final day coming up against a Galway side who wouldn't be as experienced, obviously, at All-Ireland finals? Would you think that'll count for something?
Yeah, it does, of course, absolutely. But in the same token, we've 5 or 6 girls who've never played in All-Ireland finals. So, look, the older girls will certainly pass on their experience, and it does for sure. I mean, even last year, with the increase in numbers, a number of the senior girls would have commented on the volume that was there when they walked around the stadium for the anthem. So all those things are factors. But look, at the end of the day, we saw last weekend with Kerry with very little experience how they certainly be able to manage the big day.
What is All-Ireland final week like for yourself, Mick? I'm guessing it's a busy one.
Yeah, busy, but realistically, the week after the Cork game was a busier one, because you're immediately back down to work to have a look at your opponents and see the threats that they have, and equally how they're weak or perceived weaknesses. So all that work is done, and now we look forward to the game.
You mentioned the opponents. Obviously, it's Galway in the All-Ireland final. They finished top of the league table this year. Obviously beating Mayo in the All-Ireland semi-final. I mean, they're going to be a massive challenge in the final.
Huge, and part of the threat of Galway is, I suppose, the freedom in which they play. So they've obviously individual footballers who are particularly talented, very mobile team, and they probably mix it up a lot more than other teams. They're probably very similar to ourselves in that they use their hand and their foot a lot. So look, we expect it to be a massive contest, and that's what we're in the competition for.
And you faced them earlier on in the league. You beat them earlier on in the league this year. How much of an influence will that game have on the final?
Well, I think I've said this before, that in our first year we played Mayo in the All-Ireland final, and they'd beaten us in Croke Park by a point or so, and it had absolutely no relevance going into that game. And likewise in this, that result will have no relevance on the outcome this Sunday.
And finally, you mentioned at the start about how it's a big weekend, obviously, for Dublin football, both the men and the ladies playing in All-Ireland finals at Croke Park. It's a once-in-a-lifetime situation that's happening this weekend. How important will it be to get a big support at Croke Park to support the girls on Sunday?
Look, everyone knows, I suppose, the energy that you get from the crowd when, either things aren't going well or things are going well. That noise that transfers onto the pitch and gives an energy surge. But I think it's an incredible weekend for Dublin football people in general. It's obviously unique for people who are looking to make history, or players looking back or reflecting on their careers. Isn't it incredible to be part of festival of football in the city? And we're extremely proud that we're one of 2 All-Irelands on the first time ever for 2 Dublin teams to contest 2 All-Irelands on the same weekend. So we're certainly very proud of that.